Hello, children of the world. It's Mama. Did you miss me? Because I sure have missed you. So today, Mama's going to talk about her journey into Hermes, or Hermes, or Hermes. Because I feel like people need to know. And there's actually, like, it's quite simple to get yourself a sales girl or sales boy, and kind of basically build your relationship with them and kind of how you would purchase one per se. And I think there's a lot of like mystery clouding um, how to buy this elusive, coveted bag. But it's actually quite simple. What they don't tell you is they kind of are very judgy people. And so you kind of they have to like you, and they have to kind of feel that you are part of the company and not just a reseller, because their job is to not sell to people who are going to turn around and resell it. And that's why, even though you could spend so much money, there's kind of theory where you could spend a lot of money, or you could, build a relationship, or however you're gonna go about it. There's like all these methods, but kind of what comes down to it is they're vetting you. And so what people don't tell you about it is that they are vetting you, and that the vetting process is to see what you buy, how genuine are you with your purchases, and kind of like if you know what you're buying, because a lot of people, they'll just buy whatever or whatever's highly coveted, and then kind of don't understand, kind of don't like, they kind of need to know you as a person. So a lot of time it's very not normal for people to buy everything, so when someone comes in and buy literally anything, that even though the sales goes like, why are you buying this, you know what I mean, this doesn't even fit your lifestyle, but they just buy it, and they kind of will know that like maybe you're turning around to resell it or something. I don't know, there's kind of like they kind of are very cautious when you're buying for other people, or when you're thing, because they know that's kind of what other reseller would tell them, that, oh, they're purchasing for the mother, or they're purchasing for this, or it's for their anniversary. Do not ever use your anniversary, because sure, it might work, but usually it doesn't, because they kind of could see through that it's very artificial, and it's like, why? Do you know what I mean? Like, they just, anyways, just don't do it. So my suggestion is definitely go in and just shop like you normally would. I think that's the only genuine way to kind of get it, to kind of build a relationship. And also the trick is, if you are just starting off, if you're just a newbie, what I suggest is find a store, commit to it, and commit to a sales girl. And because what happened is, in each country, because each country, they see your record, and so whenever that you purchase anything, it will show up in the record, and in the record they'll see who served you, what you purchased, and they could kind of like trace it back to whenever you start. And so it's kind of important to kind of, if you want to build that like solid relationship, you definitely need to commit to your sales girl or sales boy, and that you are genuine, you are trying to build a relationship with that person, because they could give you a Birkin or a Kelly, but then you can turn around and go to someone else. And because what happens is, I don't think they make commission on Birkins or Kellys, and so it's very important that you actually buy other stuff with them, and then that's why they have the incentive to sell you a Birkin or a Kelly, or anything that's highly coveted, that's like, it's hard to get, because I think from what they're saying is like a lot of them is kind of lottery draw. So when you say, oh, you're on the list, a lot of the time is the salesperson kind of go through their wait list. Okay, also remind me to get out on the wait list, because the wait list is kind of like, anyway, so they kind of go through the list, and they kind of call you on kind of getting which bag, kind of whatever you're waiting for. And so the wait list actually doesn't exist. The wait list is actually only for the reference of the salespeople for their customer. So if you're not their customer, wait list doesn't just go on this like master list. It's the wait list is the sales girl or the salesperson or sales guy, is the one that's serving you. They'll kind of make a mental note saying, okay, which one you want, and then so when they go and order it every 6 months, they can kind of figure it out, who can who can have it, or if their budget allow them to kind of have enough stuff for you to buy, and so kind of figure that out, kind of thing. So they kind of go through so it's not really like a store like wait list, or a whole countrywide or mess search list for you. It's really for the salesperson to kind of help you, and that's why sometimes the sales, like the wait list doesn't really work. Like if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go on the wait list, I'm just gonna wait for it. It actually doesn't work because sometimes the salesperson forget about it. You know what I mean? Like they will write it down and then they forget it because human error, because there's no actually official wait list. And so it's kind of like in their memo, and they kind of just feels like, okay, like so and so, so and so. And that's why you kind of want to keep slight connection. So every few months, if you commit to a store that you're not close to, call and just kind of be like, okay, like here's where you are, what you're feeling, what kind of material you want, and kind of what kind of patterns and stuff you are looking for. Not just Birkins, you know, scarves and all the other accessories, or whatever you're looking for, whatever your desire is. I personally find, like, you know, it's fun keeping up with their soaps because it's every 6 months, and they're just beautiful. And so for something, if you don't know what to start with, definitely start the soaps because it's very entry level and it's very easy to kind of collect them, and they kind of get a little addicting, and they're beautiful. They are truly beautiful. You can actually see one right there. So yeah, so it's like kind of like I definitely recommend just kind of building relationships. So one is commit to a store, commit to a salesperson, just one person. Do not shop around because you always get tempted to be like, oh, let me try my chances. But it's actually easier if once they trust you and they want to figure out that you are a customer, you are a loyal customer to Hermes, and definitely they will definitely try to like accommodate you in kind of search on what you're looking for, and actually you find it a lot easier. You actually find your life so much easier. Like sometimes I'll go into a store and I'll actually go and try out the scarves and everything, and then I'll just get the model number of the scarves, and then I'll just call my sales girl that I'm loyal to, and then she'll just place an order to me, and then she'll ship it to me. Some stuff they can ship it to you, some stuff can't. So small leather goods or leather goods, they can't ship it to you. Only some leather good they can ship it to you, but not all. So double check on that. But they can definitely send you the silk scarves, and kind of and all the kind of, I think, clothing too, but I'm not quite sure exactly. But they definitely can sell you the cashmere shawls, the silk scarves, and whatever else you desire that way. And then it goes under, you know, her commission or his commission, and then that way then there's incentive to sell to you the highly coveted stuff that they do not get commission for. So yeah, so I think I feel like I kind of cover everything. Obviously there's more kind of other other thing you should kind of look out for, but I feel like the video is getting too long, and I feel like I need to wrap it up. And so yeah, so I hope this really helps you kind of in your quest on getting your Birkins and Kellys. And yeah, and I hope, like, you know, you do, because it's a wonderful experience. You go into the back room, it's beautiful. It's just like that whole, and that's why I don't recommend people going through reseller route if you want that kind of experience, because it'll never be the same. You'll never be able to like wait for the girls to bring out the box and you can see it, and just like that giddy, that's like like this like unboxing, you know. So if you're into unboxing, it's the ultimate unboxing because it's wonderful, and I love it. Anyway, so if you like it, comment and subscribe and like it. And yeah, and so if you want me to talk more about the subject, I will, because I love, you know, informing all my friends and family and all my children. And so yeah, so anyways, I'll see you soon. So remember, Mama loves you.